Yeah, this is the episode in which I have simply just entirely stopped trying. I didn't think it would happen this soon. I thought, we at least get to 200 episodes, but just a knuckle shy of being there. And it's the one in which it's 5 o'clock, and I woke up 15 minutes ago. And no, that's not 5 a.m. So it's like, damn, look how seriously he's taking this, where he's putting his passion project first in the morning, then goes does his real day job in the actual time, and has things organized the right way.
Maybe we should do that.
It's nothing like that. No. It's 5 p.m. on a Friday. I woke up at 4:45, and now I'm meeting an Italian hero, and there ain't a goddamn thing anyone can do about it, And now I'm going to take it one step further, and in my 15 minutes of consciousness, you know what I'm going to do?
What's that?
Take a little hitsy. Take a little hitsy,
That's pretty cool.
I think it's a pretty fair compromise. They always say you shouldn't be, it's like, it's dangerous perhaps, always be in that state of just, what's the word? Being high.
I call it being happy.
Being happy. And who doesn't want to be happy all the time,
I mean, yeah, there's a time and a place to be sad, but that time and place is not right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now, the time and the place is to be happy.
Thank you. No, I agree. It's kind of crazy. And also, it's crazy, too, because it's like, I've been waiting for 15 minutes. It's like, that's a long time not to be high.
Dude, you're telling me.
It's a tough thing. How long have you been waiting for? Hours?
Yeah, I waited hours.
And for anyone who's thinking I'm a fucking loser right now, it's like, all right, let's flip it to the other side of the spectrum, right? My mom bought me a candle from Yankee Candle today. It smells like an autumn wreath. So am I really a loser if I'm smoking such high society smells around me?
That's true. And also, you lit the candle, so I mean,
I lit it myself.
You have to then light your.
That's
your
true. My mom
bowl.
didn't even light it for me. I did it myself. That's pretty manly, isn't it, guys? Isn't that pretty manly? All everyone listens. It's pretty cool. Alex lights his own candles. That's insane.
That is cool because I don't
This
light my own candles.
man's man lights his own candles from Yankee Candle.
You know what's even crazier than that?
This man's man be given a chance to pick between scents, chose autumn wreath.
No, the craziest part is I've even seen you light an incense once or twice before. Seen you do it a few times, actually. The whole thing with the candle, my point was not that it's crazy you lit your own candle, which is pretty impressive. I'd never lit a candle before. I don't even know how to do it, to be honest. I don't know what goes where and who uses what. I have no idea how it works. But my point was you did light one thing, so why not just light a bowl? So you had no choice. It's not like you chose to do the 15 minutes. I'm going to wake up to smoke now. You were forced to by mom being a fucking bitch and buying you a candle.
True.
Like you weren't going to smoke afterwards.
That's true. Well, to be fair.
So your bad habits are mother's fault.
That was really crazy. It's crazy. It's so crazy how the word mother just immediately becomes the creepiest word in the world.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't know why I said it.
Saying, what sounds worse? Oh, it's my mom. It's mom's fault, or it's mother's fault.
That's really disturbing and creepy and unsettling.
It's very creepy, very unsettling.
You know what?
I don't even say the word mom. I say ma always. Talking to ma.
That's true.
Because I'm a good old Italian boy. I don't say mother or mama or ma. Or I guess I say ma, but I don't say ma. I say ma.
Remember when you used to go mamma mie?
No, I don't.
Oh, I guess it must be the Mandela effect.
That must be the other.
That's what I want to talk about. It's like how it's like so transitionally.
Mm-hmm. We're talking about the cornucopia behind the fruit of the loom.
Dude, I by chance found this podcast that talks about
this podcast.
Yeah, I didn't even heard of this, but it's actually
we talk about a lot of stuff on this podcast.
What's funny is actually I just discovered this really good podcast, Yurasits, and I fucking love it, dude.
Nice.
I'm one of the.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, they actually. I was trying to be nice because we talk bad about people.
No, they're pretty shitty.
Yeah,
they're pretty lame.
Especially that one guy,
Alex.
Yeah, he's a fucking condescending asshole.
Yeah,
he always tears
the other
down.
guy.
The other guy gets so much shit. Mm-hmm. And the fact that he hasn't had a nervous breakdown on the air.
No. From the outside looking in, I could probably confirm that he's had at least one in the last month.
From the inside looking outward,
right.
I can confirm he has had one in the last month.
Because it was weird. Because when you were saying like, how hasn't the guy had a nervous breakdown? And it's like just from the word around the water cooler is that he actually has in fact had a nervous breakdown within the last month.
I'll confirm that rumor, but I was referring to having that nervous breakdown.
I thought you were saying unsubstantiated. No, never happened.
No, I'm not gonna. That's the new thing. I'm not gonna lie anymore.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest about it. Yeah.
That's impossible. It's an impossible feat to cover.
I don't want everyone to think that you're just. The problem is you argue better than I do. So even though you are in fact the asshole on this show, I can never adequately say why you're the asshole. So anybody who comes in just having.
I think that's why, because for all listeners just now, you saying the word adequate, it seemed like you weren't even entirely confident. You're like, this is a big word. I'm going to try to say
that's my point.
Were you doing that?
Yeah.
Because when you said it was like adequately, it wasn't adequately. It was like, because I can't adequately argue back. That's kind of how you said it.
Because I didn't know if I should say back argue adequately.
Right.
I have a hard time forming the sentences.
I think it's called dyslexia.
I also mix the letters up too sometimes.
Constantly.
Sometimes I see numbers.
I can't read in general very good.
That's true. I can't read at all.
You're pretty bad at reading, especially reading things out loud right in front of you. You're pretty bad at that too.
I don't know. I remember being a really good reader.
What, like in remember that when you were in like 5th grade and like, it's like popcorn style reading, you have to all read chapters.
Dude,
and shit?
I used to have fucking like. Speaking of guys who had nervous breakdowns, I almost had nervous.
You're
breakdowns
on the
in
receiving end of
school.
a lot of those.
Dude, I used to fucking panic. I have one distinct memory where I was the coolest kid in the fucking world.
Nice.
All right, do you remember that little fucking
It was Uncle
jerk
Tom's
off?
Cabin, page 73, and it got to you. Like, guys,
No, I
check
actually
this
don't remember
out.
what we were reading.
Guys, listen to what I'm about to say right here at Uncle Tom's Cabin, okay? You guys aren't going to believe this. The teacher can't do anything about it. I got all the power here.
Even though I don't stutter when I read at all, I used to
Or
get
when you talk.
Yeah, I only stutter when I talk. I used to get so nervous about reading that I would just.
You stutter when you read to yourself or when you're reading out loud?
Christ Almighty! No, I never stuttered to myself when I'm reading.
He went to the store.
Yeah, no, I don't do that, and I don't do that when I read out loud either. However, when I was in school getting called on that, and also I forgot all about popcorn. I could, if you asked me, literally any point up until this very moment, what was that thing called when they would just randomly call on people?
Yeah, you know what's pretty amazing about that?
I have no idea what it's
pretty
called.
amazing about that? I didn't know what it was called either until I started saying stuff, and then it just came out. It just came out all at once. I'm like, popcorn. That's what it's called.
That's crazy.
It recently told me to think about popcorn when we were kids. I probably would have gone trampoline game before I went fucking who reads in class.
Really?
Wouldn't you have?
Probably.
I associate with popcorn the popping your friends in a trampoline park more than I think of.
I thought that was called popcorn too.
That game was the bomb.
Anyways, fucking when we would play popcorn in school.
Set up the classroom. Are you in a classroom in this scenario in which it's all the desks facing the teacher? Is it where the teacher decides to have half the desks
No, I
face
didn't
each
do
other?
that stupid. I'm sorry. What did you say? Facing the teacher?
Is it the
That
desk?
was normal. I'm
Are
sorry.
the desks all facing the teacher who's in the front of the room, or is
No.
the desk split into two different sides that face each other, and the teacher walks down the middle of the aisle, or is it spaced off some other different way? That's always my favorite. I like when the teacher when we had to face your fellow students and like
that was the
in
worst
class
fucking thing in the
war,
world.
and you had people walking the middle of you.
No, that's weird as
It was
shit.
really cool. One time when I was in a class, I was in this English class, right? And
Also,
the girl
by the way,
in
things
front
that
of
Alex
me
does on that podcast, I just found he never lets Robbie talk, and it's really fucking
All
annoying.
right, fine. We'll talk about you
sometimes.
reading a story, and we'll shelf the story of the girl opening her legs and showing me her
I'm just
panties.
saying,
It's fine.
I'm just saying.
No. It's cool. I was in class.
yours sounded way better.
It's 9:45 on a Wednesday. I'm running my hand into my palm. I look in front of me. The girl just winks at me and just opens her legs. I'm like, holy shit! But no, we'll talk about your book reading story about popcorn.
Wait a second. When did this
No,
happen?
no more details. I don't want to interrupt you any further than I already have.
That's a really unfair.
What's cool about your popcorn reading story?
Shut up!
What's really good about that?
What's really unfair about this whole thing is not only do you know you're an asshole for constantly
Right.
cutting me off and not letting me speak, but then your counter argument is we're gonna say it's boring, so who gives a flying fuck?
No, I'm really
And
interested in
that's
this book.
super
What book
unfair
were you
and
reading?
condescending. We were writing some science textbook. Who gives a shit?
Oh, wasn't he like a book?
No, because I never got to have that cool. Actually, in fucking 8th grade,
Nice.
you know what infuriated me? When we read Romeo and Juliet,
Right.
and the guy's like, I want to play Juliet. I'm the funniest kid in class. I want to play Juliet. And when he has to read his part, he goes, oh, Romeo. I hate those guys. You're not funny.
Right.
And you were a loser then. And you know what, Connor?
Who did
I'm
it?
referring to you. I just said his name, Connor. You're probably a loser still.
Wait, my Connor?
No, a different Connor.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, what the hell? Don't attack my friends in the podcast.
No, I
bro.
like your friend
Yeah,
Connor.
bro. Jesus
Neighbor boy?
Christ, huh?
Neighbor boy or
Yeah,
different-
Neighbor
Neighbor
Boy.
boy's the shit. Neighbor boy's
Okay.
awesome. I'm not talking about that. I'm 5 years older
I don't
than that
know,
kid.
man.
What fucking science class
I
in
don't
here
know.
I share?
Man, I don't fucking know how good you do in science, man. And he was
Terribly,
also,
actually.
and in my defense too, before he stopped playing football and became the stoner boy, he was fucking like on the robotics team and taking like 10th grade science class in 7th grade. Okay.
That's great. When he was in 10th grade, I was a senior.
So in 7th grade, he was taking 10th grade science class.
Oh.
So when you would have been in 10th grade,
I
you
would've
would have been in 7th
ninth
grade.
So I would have had that class.
My fucking point, guy. And also, wasn't 8th grade your first year at public school in Rocky Point?
Yeah.
So I just assumed you went, you went to school with him in Rocky. That's crazy. God, fuck you, bro.
No, because I was in 8th grade. He was in
Some dumbass
6th grade.
Connor.
Yeah, some dumbass Connor. I hated that kid. Anyways,
It's a shitty name for sure.
that was a little tangent unrelated to the original cool story of my popcorn experience. You
Right.
asked how the classroom was set up. We had the dumbest fucking giant like U shape, and there was like a double row of a U.
Did you have? Wait, it's a science class. So you didn't have desks. You had
No, this was
partner
back in
lab
Olo.
partners in 8th grade.
It was no. 8th grade was the fucking jerk off Connor story. I'm going back to the original popcorn store. So that little fucking jerk off Andrew I went to school with. Not
Okay.
your Andrew.
Different
Not fucking
Andrew.
Drewski Patrick. Okay, it's
Different
fucking
Andrew.
this little fucking piece of shit prick.
Yeah.
Fucking anyway, and he was weird looking too.
Most guys named Andrew tend to be.
I just want to make that. Yeah, actually, that's a really good
It's not,
point.
it's not a very good name to have.
That's actually a really valid point. Actually, I'm sorry. I wasted time
The
on
only
that
like
detail.
not weird looking Andrew I've ever known is fucking Andrew Van de Kamp.
Who's that?
Wow.
The character on Gossip
Yeah,
Girl.
no, Desperate Housewives.
Aren't they the Oh yeah, Andrew and Vanda. Oh yeah.
She's Vanderwoodson.
Yeah, right,
She's
yeah.
Serena Vanderwoodson versus Andrew Vandekamp, the best character of that
Also,
entire show.
Andrew Vanderkamp's the only Andrew I've ever met that's actually funny.
She's also the only person on that show who like started having an alcohol dependency and it didn't ruin their entire lives afterwards. You know what I mean?
Oh really?
No, I mean in the show. Everyone Desperate Housewives, like Brie has. Oh, she's drinking wine. Her whole. Oh, now she's an Alcoholics Anonymous. You know, her whole life's ruined. You had a glass of wine on a Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you sick son of a bitch! Your life's ruined.
Yeah, it was after 4 p.m. too, but it was before 6.
Yeah, no, you're fucking
chick's
your
an
life's
alcoholic.
over.
We were in this dumb U shape, and I used to always stutter when I was reading, so I was always fucking nervous as shit.
Right.
But then that little jerk off Andrew never liked me.
Nice.
Probably 'cause I was taller, and that was the problem.
Nice,
and I was also too good looking.
Right,
I wasn't named Andrew and weird looking. That was the problem.
Yeah, you weren't some weird guy named Andrew. You were some hot guy named Robbie.
Exactly. So he tried to catch me off guard.
Right.
There's one sentence left of the chapter, and he goes, Robbie. I looked at him dead in the eyes, and I was,
Finish your fucking page.
No. I said the line, but I didn't even look down and read it. I looked at him dead in the eyes. I read the line. I say it was just something, science is only for jerk-offs.
Right. That's what the book.
I said
that's what the published book was written.
But I was like in 7th grade, and my voice wasn't as deep as it is now, but somehow I managed to channel this deepness level.
Very
and everybody in the class then looked at me like, oh my God, Robbie's going to jump and lunge across him.
Sins.
Yeah,
So you got all deep and everything, yeah.
I actually have a couple of cool stories. I was the cool guy at Olo.
Yeah.
And there's never the cool guy
just to
after that
clarify,
point.
your cool guy stories involve you reading not actually kicking his ass, it's just doing what he asks of you.
No, but I read it intimidatingly.
Right, intimidatingly.
Yes, thank you. That's the word.
Yeah. You know what you should have perfected in that time from how to read things so intimidatingly?
Speaking?
Not even speaking, because you can speak fine. It's just you have this little trick of yours where it's like you'll pronounce the word correctly, but you just adamantly must remove one syllable from that word.
I've never done that before. Can we actually order Mediterranean food after this?
Exactly. I was trying to figure out how to naturally get that word in a conversation without me first saying, so I'm glad you just picked up what I was putting down.
Yeah,
it's
welcome.
Mediterranean.
I've
Not
heard
Mediterranean. Mediterranean.
I've heard both ways.
You haven't heard it either way.
That's also the only word I can think of I actually do that with. I can't even know the example where I do that with. I can think of words that you think I say the right way.
Literally last weekend.
Yeah, but I don't remember what it was. It was probably Mediterranean.
Probably
I
Mediterranean.
refuse to say it the other way because you know what? No one says it the other way.
Mediterranean.
You want to know why?
Why?
Because you're Mandelaing affecting it wrong.
Right.
That's not true.
So
you gotta keep
those extra
naturally
3
bringing that back
letters in
into
the middle, I
conversation.
can't. Those aren't. No.
No, it's not. That's not how you spell the word.
I don't know, man. I thought it was going to be the episode where I didn't try very much, but now with this deep conversation about, pronunciation and the Mandela effect, I'm come full circle. I'm hooked again,
That's
Came
good.
to this thing 15 minutes of day under my belt, and you know what the problem was? I already finished my sandwich.
Mhm.
Now I might as well actually focus on the actual recording again,
That's a good point.
So what were you getting into about your other cool guy moments?
Other cool guy moments?
This is me because, like I said, this is the moment for you to shine here, right? Because I've been waiting for like the diehard, like the early diehard fans to really get in on this. The people who actually wake up and check to see if we upload it or not. Like the true fans.
And the true
before,
fans,
before they get out of bed, they roll. Did they upload? And then they said the check, and they, they're at table for breakfast. Like, oh, hold on, I know bacon's lunch. Let me check to see. They didn't upload yet. Lunchtime, they didn't upload yet. Dinner time, they didn't upload yet. Right before
That's
bed,
why
last
you
thing they
wait
look
till
at.
midnight to upload because we know it's for the morning crowd.
And so like they care so much they're checking 7 days a week and we only upload 5 days a week, right? They're checking 7 days. Like maybe upload on Saturday, maybe upload on Sunday. And you know what? Maybe one day we will. And wouldn't you feel rather silly if you're even watching us, consuming, and suddenly you miss the fucking day we upload?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If anyone who's curious what that pause was, the Roku channel, Billboard, Body of Night. What a good-looking lady.
I thought it was Elijah Dushku for a second.
I wish it was Elijah Dushku.
And if you see Elijah Dushku or I look like,
stop talking.
You have to take a minute to just confirm.
I could be playing with my future child, like bouncing up and down, catching him, like, wow, throwing him up in the air and catching him.
I hope your kid doesn't sound like that.
I hope not.
That's a little scary.
It sounds like the claw.
Yeah. I hope your kid sounds like a child.
Yeah. Maybe that'd probably be more, what one would want for their child to sound like. I'm tossing my baby around, and Elijah Dushku walks around. That baby is falling headfirst into the ground, into the concrete. I'm leaving it there. I'm gonna go say, hey, what are you up to? What are you up to today, Elijah? I'm just gonna go talk to her. Like, was that your kid? I'm like, no, I'm not sure what piece of shit father just left his dead child on the side of the road. It's definitely not me. You want to like suck my dick or something?
Yeah, don't worry about that kid. We're 5x5.
Yeah, we're 5x5, baby. And she's like, wow. That was smooth. I would love to have sex with you.
Yeah, that's how
usually
you
how
gotta
it
do
works,
it.
actually. For all the inside listeners, do you want to fuck someone? Just say, we 5x5. And if the person's from, if it's Elijah Dushku, she'll be like, yes. If it's anyone else, they'll be like, what the hell does that even mean? But if it's Elijah Dushku, you'll get a, oh, hell yeah.
Well, in my experience, 60% of the time, that's worked 100% of the time.
That doesn't make sense. So how about your cool guy stories?
I was going to tell a couple of cool guy stories, but now I think I'm just going
And
to
you
jump
realize
to
you
the,
have none?
No.
Oh,
I'm going
my
to jump
bad.
to the best one for last because you didn't seem to think I was that cool for reading.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know.
Looking
Maybe,
dead in the
maybe I
eyes.
am a piece of shit, but I didn't think, and I'm pretty sure I'm speaking for all Robbie fans here too listening. They're like, no, that was all right story. It wasn't that cool. I don't think that your arch nemesis asking you to do something and then you doing it qualifies as you being cool.
Like I see it from my
You should have
perspective,
been like,
but I get what you're
like,
saying.
Robbie, you read like, I'll read it. Right, where were we?
I didn't do that. You didn't listen to the story.
That's what you should have done.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not.
So you're not listening to the story,
I'm sorry.
okay?
I'm sorry.
Dial it back. I
I'm
heard what
sorry.
you did.
I'm sorry.
What you should have done is you asked
I
me
love
and say,
you. Sorry.
Robbie, read it.
Robbie, read it.
Oh, hold on. There she goes. In the thing. Andrew has a massively tiny penis,
That would been fucking sick.
and everyone started laughing. They went, "Go in the hallway."
Yeah, they wouldn't even speak to the principal. Actually, you know what was sick about going to the principal at Olo?
That they didn't do there. There was just no authority whatsoever.
No, getting to see Miss Val. Remember how hot she was? She fucking drove a yellow Corvette. She thought she was the coolest fucking cat in town.
That's pretty fucking sexy. You know, what's a yellow Corvette? Fucking Annie Potts.
She must have saw that
Look
movie.
at that.
What's that movie called? Corvette
Summer.
Yeah, Miss Val was a huge Corvette Summer
1977.
fan. She loved Annie Potts.
Who doesn't love Annie fucking Potts, dude?
That's not a lot of people, but Miss Val made her whole life basis. She made her personality Annie Potts. So closely she followed Annie Potts. She didn't talk like her, nor did she even try to emulate how she looked.
Didn't look like her. Didn't sound like her. Wasn't built like her. She had no interest with her.
She just had a Corvette.
She had a Corvette.
And to be honest,
All
I
hot
might have been
girls
lying
do.
about the whole Corvette Summer thing. She's a fan. I have no idea she was a fan.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's seen the movie ever.
No, so I'm gonna, instead of sharing my smaller cool guys, I'm gonna jump to the coolest story I've ever done at Olo. Might be, and unfortunately, sixth grade Robbie peaked.
Nice.
That was insane. We said at the same time. That was the episode's called Peaked. We're not even gonna bother trying to think of anything better. We said at the same time. It's called Peaked. So I'm in sixth grade. I have Mr. Pirapato fucking thinking he's the coolest guy in town, and he comes in the class.
What a jerk off. Oh, I know the story.
Yeah, but I don't think I've said it on here. But I'm gonna
think
give
you
you a little
have.
bit of backstory,
I'm
so it
almost
sounds
certain
better.
you have. So you
Well-
just want to clarify your coolest story has already been said twice in only 200
Well,
episodes.
guess what? Guess what? Okay, last time I said it, we probably had like 30 people listening.
we got 200 people listening.
We're a lot cooler now than
That's
we were
true.
then.
Mr. Pirapato back then might have been like, this fucking loser thinks he won, telling the story at my expense. No one's even listening, jerk off.
Yeah.
Now he's hearing again. He's like, God damn it.
And what's
Fuck.
really funny, if you paid attention to your details,
More
Mr.
people are
Pirapato is one of the
listening.
people listening.
No shit, obviously. What's he getting up to?
He's always
That school
checking
closed
in on
down.
us.
That school just closed. All right, he didn't get hired somewhere else, that fucking loser.
Dude, he was the principal before it closed down. Do you
why it
think he was
closed down.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
You think anyone's hiring that guy? How does that work? Oh, you used to be a principal? We need one. Yeah, what happened to your old school? It shut down shortly after I took over.
This is
Yikes.
that's a good point. This is a comment that no one's gonna understand but you. But I'm gonna
Right.
have to say it later, so I'm just gonna have
Oh,
to.
we're live?
Yeah, everyone who's listening is not gonna get this. Just
Oh,
deal with it for a second.
We're
he and
recording?
Big Bri would be the biggest fucking friends in the world.
True. Dude, we should get Big Bra on the podcast.
That'd be awesome, actually.
We should just start doing interviews podcasts. We should do a second series on the podcast for alternate episodes where it's like brothers Yurasits and brothers interviewing something just really clickbait. It sounds like something like the Try Guy video from fucking BuzzFeed, just some shitty fucking. Well, it's a video series about someone who are brothers asking questions. We should probably just call it brothers asking
That's
questions.
a great idea. And here's the gimmick. I'm going to sit next to you.
Right.
I'm not going to say a fucking word.
Right.
So it's only the one guy
brother asking
interviewing.
questions. It's brother
That's our
asking questions.
gimmick.
Nice. That's good.
But I'm going to
It's
just
like
be
a Penn and Teller kind of
judgmental at
thing.
every
Yeah.
answer.
Very Penn and Teller. I'll put a notebook up. I'll ask you a question. I'm like, okay, so Robbie wants me this. But you can't go by.
Yeah.
You gotta go by like B. But not B as in the letter B, like BBIE.
Oh, you're
is
talking
your new
about
name.
Bird.
No. Your new name is BBIE on that show.
You're going to call me BBIE?
No, your name's B, but it's spelled BBIE.
That's fucking sick, actually.
That's your name.
That's fucking awesome, actually.
Yeah. So instead of being in the first half, we're going with the second half.
Well,
the
now I don't know
suffix.
name my kid because I've been wrapping my
BBIE.
brain around the fact that grandpa's Bob, dad's Rob, I'm Robbie. I'm
Hey.
not calling my kid Bob, and I hate Bobby. So
Call
what
it
am I
B,
gonna- yeah,
but
B is
sign everything
cooler.
BBIE.
That's all. I'll go do that. That's fucking
You're welcome,
sick.
man.
Thank you for letting me name my son the right way.
You can have it.
You just
It'd be
continue
really
my
weird if I named
legacy.
my son Robbie.
Thank what?
It'd be really weird if I named my son Robbie, so you can have that one.
You know what's funny? Years ago, because we have such a relationship like we do, I was like, you know, it'd be really fucking cool if Alex and I were like those brothers back in like the 1800s and 16, probably go back further, where they named
Do
their
the whole
first
George
son
Oscar
then.
Bluth.
Yeah. I was
George
debated for a
Michael,
while. Named my
Oscar.
first son after me, then my second son after you.
Yeah,
But I thought that would
stupid.
get way too confusing with the whole your son's the second, then mine's the third.
Yeah, that's dumb as fuck. It'd
So
also be
we're
really.
not
It would
gonna
also
do that.
really also piss off. Like, imagine if we agree to this principle, and then you have 2 kids before I have 2 kids, or I have 2 kids before you have 2 kids, and then your
Considering my
shitty
record with
kids or
having
my
sex, you're
shitty
probably gonna beat
kids.
me to it.
Your shitty kids or my shitty kids, and I'm gonna be like, wait, how the fuck am I Alex the third when my dad's the first? My cousin's the second,
Yeah, that would
and
get
your cousin
really
and your kids are gonna be like,
dumb and annoying.
how the fuck is cousin Robbie the second? And I'm literally your son, Dad.
Yeah, I'm not going to
You think it
torture
should be the
anyone's
fourth
kid
and
that
the
way.
fifth, not the second.
Talking for a sec.
What else is fucking new? I don't know, man.
All right,
I
I'm
kind of
back.
wanted to smoke
So
that
can I get
bowl.
back to that story now?
You'd love for you to. Ooh, is that a Danimals? No, what'd you bring? A beer?
Yeah, bro.
You brought a beer, dude? I want a Danimals, dude. What the hell?
Keep talking for a second. I
want-
thought
I
this
don't
would be
want a
long
beer.
enough. It's not
I
my
want a
fault.
Danimals.
It's not my fault. We live in these constrained fucking society where I
Right.
can't walk from the fridge to the podcast
true.
machine.
That's true.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I forgive you. Just go give me a Danimals,
Yeah.
all right?
Yeah.
Just go give me a Danimals, all right? It's fine. You're okay. We're okay. We'll get through this. It's not an issue, all right? Yeah, right. I'm a little angry, but once I get that strawberry banana freshness, I'm not gonna be that angry anymore. You know why?
Why is that?
I got fucking Danimals.
That's a good
all right?
point.
2 words. Nuclear fucking weapons, okay?
All right. So I'm in 6th grade, I believe. Mr. Pierre Pop.
Established that with Mr. P.
I'm just giving backstory, dude. We go on tangents. I'm trying to make sure everyone can keep up. I'm just gonna call Mr. P. That's a good point. Make it easier for the story. Mr. P walks in, and he usually remember how we used to just have gym class days where we got to not wear the uniform, we had to wear sweatpants.
Do you remember the greatest days of my adolescence? Is that what you just asked
those days
me?
were fucking sick.
Sorry,
right?
hold on. I'm sorry. I must have misheard you. What'd you ask me?
I didn't phrase the question properly because I thought I was the only person that felt that way, and I thought it'd be really dumb if I said it that way.
I'm so confused. What were you asking me?
Remember the best part of our adolescence?
Oh, when we could go on gym days and wear sweatpants instead of jerk off ties and everything.
But do you remember that day got better? Do you remember that day got better and they updated our gym wear from instead of just saying Our Lady Wisdom on like above the left thigh and on right above the left chest muscle? Fucking, they changed it to
close to
give
your
us the
heart.
Olo Tigers thing.
Yeah.
And we had all the striping
Dude, you
and
could have
shit.
put a gun in my mouth and a gun in my asshole and told me to fucking name the mascot of Olo, or you're pulling both triggers. Never in a million years would. Did you say tigers or bears?
Tigers.
Proof being.
I don't know why we're the Tigers. I just remember, honestly, the only reason I know that is because we had the fucking yellow striping going on the gym stuff. But we got softer gym clothes, and it had a tiger on your left thigh instead of saying Our Lady Wisdom.
You know, it's for such an oppressive society in which we're all forced to dress the same. At least they give us a little bit of options. Like, you want to wear a sweater vest? Want to wear a cardigan? You got in 6th grade, you start wearing a striped tie. For some reason,
true.
little kids couldn't wear striped ties, but kids in 6th,
Dude, I
7th, and
forgot
8th,
about that.
they could wear striped ties.
The girls never got to change their uniform, though. It was the same thing.
That's because they're women, so
You're right. I don't know why I brought that up.
that was stupid of you. It's a
Anyways,
Christian school.
so Mr. P used to always wear the gym outfit every fucking day of the week. I love wearing sweatpants as much as the next guy, but you think one day you would change it. And he did think that way.
Right.
And the one day he changed it, you want to know who he dressed like?
Let me guess, New Balance sneakers,
What color?
black,
No.
white.
Yes.
Solid white New Balance sneakers.
Yep. I don't know if they were New Balance, but they're sneakers
They're New Balance
regardless.
sneakers.
Yeah, or Reebok.
Boot cut denim jeans,
Yep.
belt,
Yep.
button up shirt,
It has buttons. I wouldn't classify
Polo
it as a
shirt?
button-up shirt. No.
Henley.
No. No one calls a flannel a button-up shirt.
Oh, I mean, I guess. Yeah, fine. A flannel and flannel's tucked in, button
Yes.
up all the way.
Yes. Yes.
Glasses on.
Yes.
Ooh.
I don't even think he rolled the sleeves, this motherfucker.
Nice.
Who's that sound like? Sounds like Mr. P, but who else does that sound like? What's the
Cosmo
thing about
Kramer.
airline peanuts?
George Costanza.
Exactly. So he dressed
Whatever the hell Elaine's last name is.
Elaine Dreyfus.
That's convenient.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
Elaine Louis Dreyfus.
yes. So he came in the one day he decides to not wear the sweatpants and the awesome hoodie they gave us.
Now
with
you
the big
mentioned her. We
tiger
can
on
throw
it.
that sexy thing in the fucking thumbnail. That's a good marketing right
That was
there.
a good point. Yeah, that was a good actually.
And everyone's like, that's why Elaine's in the thumbnail from that one episode where her tits are out the entire
You should write
time.
that
Now
down,
it
actually.
makes
That's a good idea.
sense.
Yeah, write that down.
Now I know what. I thought it was just them being assholes posting random ass titties in the fucking thumbnail, but no, now it makes it. They're talking about Elaine. Of course they throw it in there. Why would you throw the episode of Elaine not being hot on the thumbnail?
That's a very good point. My second thing, are titties ever just random titties?
Quite often they can be, yeah.
Anyways, so the one day he decides not to wear the sweatpants and the hoodie, he decides to dress exactly like Jerry Seinfeld, his favorite comedian apparently.
So you were like, last night you were watching The Breakfast Club, and you saw that spot where John.
How fucking dare you jump to the good part of the story?
Oh, the story you do with all my stories all the time?
Yeah, I can
Right.
do that. You can't do
My bad.
that. No, go ahead. You might as well, because I do that all the time.
You're watching The Breakfast Club the night beforehand, and you were at home, and you heard Bender be like, does Barry Manilow know you raided his wardrobe? And you're like, that's so fucking funny. Oh my God. And then the next day you went into school and you were so laughing. Like,
And
that was funny last night.
By chance, Mr.
Like,
P
that
decided
was
to
so
do that.
fucking funny last night. Oh my God. That Barry Manilow thing, that really, that was a good laugh. That was a good laugh. And you're looking over like, Brian, do you watch the Breakfast Club on CMT last night, man? Bro, that was so funny. That Barry Manilow, that was hilarious. And then too, if you sit down and you look and you're putting your books all nice and order, you look up and you're like, gee, hey, Mr. Pierpato, does Jerry Seinfeld know you raided his wardrobe?
No, I wasn't even that cool. I waited till the class was over and we were walking out of the classroom. I said to him one-on-one. And I had
less cool.
Yeah, it was less cool. And then I says that to him, and you know what he says? You know what he says back to me?
And he said, "Actually, no. I wear this because I'm comfortable and it's supportive."
He says, "No, actually, I wear this because it's comfortable and sufficient. Let me do my job." That was
Aren't you a science teacher, bro? Why do you need sweatpants and flexibility to handle the class iguana?
Also, you're not a science teacher where you're doing shit. You're a science teacher. So you have us read a fucking textbook.
Me saying that was the takeaway. So since you didn't listen to what I said,
I did listen to what you said.
Me responding, what was his daily responsibility? Handling the iguana. That was explaining how meaningless his job was. And your response was to say, well, I was thinking of something else I wanted to say. So I'm just going to say it anyway. You know, Alex already addressed the point that his job is meaningless.
Dude, I'm just going to
then say, what are you going to do? Look through a textbook?
You, okay? Because the amount of times I speak to you, you don't even acknowledge me.
You're looking at a textbook, Mr. Pierpato?
We did have a sick science lab, though. Do you remember the science lab?
How else am I explaining the goddamn iguana?
I don't remember the iguana.
We had the fucking like what's that shit at an aquarium for actual thing. Side note. Some dumb slag posted a story talking about having to put their pet down, and I felt bad for a flash of a second until I realized that the pet that was put down was a fucking fish. And you don't put down a fish, all right? You can flush a fish, but no one says, oh, I had to put my fish down. You put your goddamn dog down, you lunatic. I'm so tired of these fucking sad, pitiful sacks of sorrowful existence that do, for whatever reason, populate this godforsaken earth, who think that it's acceptable to be, oh, I'm an animal person. I have tons of pets, and their pets involve fucking, not even just aquariums, but atriums. They have spiders and snakes and lizards and geckos and fucking 10 times the fish. It's like, those aren't pets, okay? You know what pets are? Things you fucking pet. Dogs are pets. Cats are pets. Fucking weird rodents are pets for fucking losers, okay? But Jesus, fuck me. You're gonna have to, I had to put my fish down. What'd you have it for? 3 months? You little fucking guppy fish? What do you mean I put my fish down? You're fucking pathetic. You goddamn loser. You goddamn loser.
You know what's interesting about all that? The reason they're called pets is because you pet them.
I gathered that, yeah.
So if you can't pet
I had to put my fish down. Oh, so and then the second post was thanks for all the people who said nice words. It's like, okay, all people should also be fucking killed, castrated, and mutilated. Jesus Christ!
And anytime something of a monochrome of sadness occurs in your life, you should probably stop posting about it.
Oh my God, I know. I don't care your fucking aunt died, okay? I don't care that your uncle died. I don't care your fucking parents died. Stop, fuck them, all right? Fuck them. I'm glad they're dead. Stop posting about it, for fuck's sake. Try to have an actual genuine moment to your fucking self. Does it really feel better? Oh, I'm so glad of my 2,000 followers. The person I haven't talked to in 7 years liked my story. They must feel really bad that my mom died. Shut up.
Yeah, and like you were saying, fucking have a moment to experience the moment of being sad instead of hoping everybody can acknowledge you for that moment.
I hate everyone.
So do I. This episode derailed. My cool story didn't seem as cool.
Hey, what's your cool story about Mr. Pierpato?
I told my cool story.
Oh, and then the science lab was surprisingly. There were like 2 nice areas of that shitty school. The science lab put a lot of money into it, and the walking in that little area when you go from, I think the 4th grade classroom faced the kindergarten stairwell down.
The 3rd grade classroom.
That was the 3rd grade? I thought the 3rd grade. I thought the first 3 classes were all in the entrance, and the 4th grade class was here, then 5 and 6 was here, and 7 and 8 was in the back corner.
You walked in, it was 1st grade, 2nd grade. You turn the corner, 3rd grade faces the kindergarten thing. Then you turn the next corner,
that was
it's
4th,
6th, 7th, 8th.
Oh,
and you had to go all the way back to the fucking science lab. 4th and 5th were over there.
Yeah. That little hallway to the side.
That was the best part being in 4th grade. You get to leave school for the day. You just walked in the hall and you're good.
So that's pretty alpha as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was always cool. That was cool too. When
I actually loved Olo.
That was actually the coolest part of like public school or just school in general was like the dismissal. And it used to be, I'm fucking out. I'm blowing this popsicle stand. Just get to walk away. That was pretty. That was actually pretty. That's pretty badass feeling. And it doesn't apply the same way when it's work because the getting the money part makes it feel like I got that dominates the fact of it. When you were in school, it's like, you guys gonna do? Stop me? I'm fucking leaving. Fuck you. It's like, yeah, you were all leaving. It's like, yeah, they can't stop me. It's like, school's over. What are they gonna do? Stop me? No, they can't. School's over. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
And now they're gonna drive me home. They're gonna do me more
exactly.
favors.
Now they're gonna drive me home. Now some person who should not be around children is gonna drive me and a bunch of unsupervised children home.
Dude, I've thought about that so many fucking times. How is it that not every pedophile in the world becomes a fucking bus driver?
I don't know, maybe I'm not giving the Bus Union of America enough fucking credit. Maybe they have a very good screening
I
process.
guess. But that was always a fear of mine, that my
Because-
bus driver was a pedophile and he was going to come to our house one day.
Mine was much more interesting that you think that the way these pedophiles' brains would operate would be like, oh, I like this kid. Let me go knock on the door and say, Mom, Dad, I'd love to hang out with him.
I didn't say knock on the door.
I'm thinking. I always thought more of the lines of where it's like, well, you know that my house is still. Why are you still? I'm the last bus. Why are you still driving? My house is back that way. Why are we pulling over? Why I don't live over here. What are you doing over here?
Oh,
I thought
shit,
it was
I
that
didn't even
scenario.
thought- I was the
That's a
last
much
kid, thank
scarier.
God.
I
I
know.
didn't even thought of
That's a
that.
much scarier scenario with a
my
bus driver than
God.
whatever the hell you conjure up in your dumbass head.
Dude, there was like 7 kids after my bus stop. Fuck it. I never even
No, it
thought
wasn't.
of being
The
the
first day
last
there were
kid.
7. Then it was 6 kids. Then it was 5 kids. Then it was 4
Shit,
kids.
you're
then
right.
it
I
was
never
3
saw
kids.
John again
I know.
after that. Fuck.
That was crazy. You know what's really funny though? I remember on the bus. Remember those 2 little fucking weird little fucking Dagos, those tiny little Italian boys?
Yeah, the ones that
The giant
like
German
17
Shepherd?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, those fuckers were like the first bus stop, or like the third bus stop, or the 5th bus stop, but they were the early half of the bus. And they would get home and they'd immediately go take their dog for a walk. And they would essentially take their dog for a walk where it was like every alternating bus stop, we just somehow pass them again.
And they'd wave to the kids.
Yeah,
That's
on
so
everything, and it was every time where it was like it wasn't every bus stop because like the bus stops usually go like in and out of each area, each road. So like every couple of bus stops we would pass them because they were just walking in a straight linear direction.
Yeah.
So we'd loop back around, we'd pass them like hi, and we pass them hi, and the German Shepherd was just yanking them across the fucking road because they were 2 little tiny boys.
What kind of parents allow their
I think children are divorced.
3-inch high
Children
children?
are divorced.
Oh, that makes
Those
sense.
are
No
the ones who
paying
aren't
attention to them
parenting.
anyways.
Yeah, those fucking cocksuckers. Stay in your marriage, raise your kids, guys.
I mean, you would think the whole notion of having kids would then, you would just assume that everyone's like, oh, I have to raise this afterwards.
Yeah, some of that was never a part of the forward thinking. They're like, it'd be really cool to have a kid for like just so I can like for societal purposes. Be like,
Like, take
oh,
pictures
my
and post
kids,
about it.
exactly. Like, my kids are in baseball. Yeah, well, I mean,
Let me
I
take
don't
a
care if they
picture of
struck
this.
out. I took a picture before they even swung. So in that photo, could have been a home run.
And you know what? They're going to get a participation trophy. Who cares if they
Exactly.
struck out? Why should they try
Who
to
cares
achieve
that
and
they
do anything?
literally are the least athletic people of all time and they have no future in sports whatsoever? I'm going to pretend like it's the most important thing to me. I'm going to have them in summer league and traveling stuff, and they're going to play in town teams and school teams, and I'm going to buy them a fucking a shot doctor. I want them to be really good athletes. Even though it's not going to amount to anything. Even though my son's 4'11", he's 17 years old. He's going to go pro in the NBA one day. It's going to happen. It's for sure.
It's interesting how the only 2 parenting styles that exist are not parenting,
Or
I'm going to force this
being a
dream
piece
down
of
my
shit,
child's
yeah.
throat and not let them ever try to figure out anything they want to do and force this whole idea on them.
They're gonna go pro. Really? They're gonna go pro? That's interesting because the only thing I don't understand is like whenever you hear about these, whenever you do look up a pro athlete, it's like in their senior year of high school they transferred to like an academy that was really prolific for like attracting D1 schools to recruit students from that thing. It's like your kid's still playing that shitty school he always played in, and if this was that serious of a dream, why don't you have transferred schools to an actual realistic scenario where he could have exposure? Now he's gonna go play for fucking Stony Brook. I don't think they have a football team. He's gonna go play for Nassau. He's gonna be a Stony Brook kid and go to fucking Nassau.
Dude,
And pay out-of-state tuition to go to fucking community school in another county.
that was the most depressing part of my college experience. I went to Arcadia, and like week 2, week 3 in, I'm like, so where's the stadium
when's
everyone
the
plays?
homecoming game?
I'm like, yeah, are we gonna ever see this football game?
When's the homecoming game, guys? I thought it'd be last week.
Because that was like one thing I was kind of interested in looking forward to for college is being able to
Right.
see college football from the actual college experience.
Right.
And like, we only have a soccer team. I'm sorry, what the
Right
fuck did
now,
you just say? You only
like,
have a
it's-
soccer team? Why the fuck am I at this school?
Yeah, that's pretty low.
Who the fuck wants to play and watch soccer? You know who wants to watch and play soccer? Schnucks.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty shitty. You know what school would have been a cool school to go to for that purpose
We're
alone
also
of
called
watching
the
sports
Knights.
teams?
I'm sorry. Why would you have a fucking football team called the Knights? That's awesome.
Because it's much more of a soccer name, I'd say.
Interesting fact about Arcadia. I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off. Arcadia used to be called Bush University, and it was
I'm
an
aware of that.
all-female fucking
And Howard
audience.
Stern, yeah.
I'm glad you know this, Alex.
Yeah.
Not everybody listening
Well,
might
I was
know
going to say
this.
the Howard Stern thing before you did it, but then I was like, I won't say Beavers and let him say Arcadia.
Why don't you tell the story? You'll probably tell it better.
It's not even really a story. It's Howard Stern thought it was pretty funny in his, through his commercial broadcasting genius. Hey now. Through his commercial broadcasting prowess, he's able to he's like, wait, you're telling me there's a school called Beaver College? Now that's funny. So what he do, he used to call it, like, hey, Beaver College, Beaver College. It's not that funny of a story. It's more of like, it's Howard Stern before Artie Lang And Howard Stern was only good during the Artie Lang years.
Yeah, that's not the funny part of the story. The funny part of the story is that the school decided we can't handle this fucking. I won't stand for this abuse much longer,
Right.
and they decided to change the name to Arcadia.
Yeah, not even a good name.
Yeah, it's not. It's not a good name.
Like
That school
as like
sucks.
Jonah
I hate it.
of.
Fucking hate it. You know why I hate it?
Why?
Because it fucking
No football
sucks.
team?
There's no goddamn football
Right.
team.
You know what would be a cool school to go to?
One with a football team?
No, St. John's plays their basketball games at MSG.
That would be fucking sick.
That's the only. That's
Why didn't
the.
anyone tell me that when I was
I know,
17?
man. So I should have gone too. Fucking yeah, I'll go to St. John's for that. That's not a bad reason to go somewhere.